If you want more content from We Studios, check us out at weepodcast.com. That's weepodcast.com, where you can find our Simpsons podcast, worst episode ever, our commentary series, Sync Points, other 90s Percentile episodes, our YouTube, our newsletter.
Everything we do is there, and if you want to support everything we do, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/WeStudios to contribute to our Patreon, or go to amazon.wepodcast.com, which will take you right to Amazon, and anything you shop will help support the show.
Thanks, guys.
Enjoy. 60 minutes are on the clock, and straight out of We Studios, this is 90s Percentile. My name is Dan.
My name is Jack, and we're talking everything 90s and maybe also everything B and A.
Oh, abbreviate.
Yeah,
are we?
try to keep it short.
Keep it light and snappy.
Abbreviating and then explaining the abbreviations for several minutes.
OJLBTS. Okay, Jack, let's begin the show.
I thought you were saying OJ left in a Ford Bronco.
He did. That's a very 90s topic, too. But it's not yet our 90s topic. Maybe it'll come up. Who knows? But we are joined, talking everything 90s today with us, is Billy Kammerer. How you doing, Billy?
I'm great, guys. Thanks for having me.
Returning guest.
Yeah.
We don't bring a lot of people back because we don't like many people, Billy.
Last time, things have changed. Since last time you were on, you only had one child. Now you have a wee baby. You have two children.
Two childs.
That's
what we say.
And you were also about to do a roast, right?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
This was you were plugging this last time, right?
All of our fans obviously can't. Most of our fans are from Europe and like the UK. They all flew in just to see you.
Yeah. My wife going through about 10 hours of labor was probably less painful than what the people at the roast had to go through.
So it wasn't painful for you to be up there. It was so bad that you were so bad that they.
Yeah, I was humiliated.
What was the roast?
It was like humiliated. It was more of a. Some random person hired a bunch of the old Stern Show crew, Stuttering John and Reverend Bob Levy, Jackie the Joke Man, to roast him for his birthday, to raise money for his friend who was dying of cancer.
So this was just some guy. This is
some
not
guy.
like a Stern Show regular, like just some
guy.
stranger. Okay,
just some stranger.
Wait, so his friend is dying of cancer, but he made it all about himself.
All about well,
that's what I would do if Dan was dying of cancer.
I assume you would.
I would have wheeled the dying guy in, but that's just. I saw it. Stuttering John promoting it on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I made a joke, and the guy who was running the roasts, he sent me an email. Goes, that was pretty funny. Do you want to come down? Like out of the clear.
Yeah.
I didn't just say yes. I mean, I wrote a few more jokes and sent to him, and just like say yeah, and
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, you're good. Come on down. So I went down, and it was.
Now that
was a
doesn't
lighthearted
sound
romp.
like the typical audience, though. If people are being paid to be there, and it's some guy, and people don't seem like they're going to be in the mood for a roast. A roast should be.
And someone's dying.
Roasts are usually most successful when it's people who actually like each other.
Right.
That's why those Comedy Central roasts with the early one, not the most recent ones.
You mean the one with Donald Trump?
Or
you talking about Donnie T?
There was a really bad one,
good.
right? Oh, Chevy Chase. Everybody was just tearing into Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want friends. You want people that like you.
You want your peers, like people
that know you the best and know exactly how to get you.
Buttons to push and how to really get under your skin. Well, that's a shame, Billy.
Well, now you're on this podcast, which gets rave reviews from across. There's no failure here.
No,
we're
never.
the pinnacle of American comedy.
It's us and S-Town, which is also a very funny podcast.
S-Town is the pinnacle of American comedy.
Absolutely. I'm laughing already.
The S is for laughter.
for slaughter, which is laughter with an extra S.
That's what I was thinking.
That's for savings.
There you go. You're saving
1-800 Mattress Town.
That's a new podcast.
I used to send people back before they had caller ID in like the early 90s. I would call up. I got a payphone and call 1-800 Mattress, and people like futons and shit.
I just want kids to know what it was like before you had smartphones and you had apps and you had your Xboxes. This is what we did for entertainment.
We had payphones and we called each other
people
collect
mattresses. Now I'm hoping
collect. Yeah.
I hope somebody sends me a mattress as a prank. I've been using the one my grandma died in. I've been using it for 10 years.
You too?
I did that too, actually. I had a mattress that your grandmother died in.
My mother died on many mattresses. My mother died on mine, too.
Oh, my God.
The killer
I told that joke at the roast.
It killed? No? Hey. All right.
What's the deal with cancer? That guy laughed.
He had cancer.
He was
God.
sneezing. He wasn't laughing.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so
With that out of the way.
with all the cancer talk out of the way,
Well, we'll see.
well, we'll say cancer could come up in the random topic generator.
What's the most 90s cancer?
I feel like breast cancer was pretty 90s, right? No,
I think
feel
lung
like,
was pretty.
but I feel like breast cancer awareness became a thing in the 90s. No, maybe it was the 80s.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right. I
I'm
feel
thinking like Susan Komen.
I guess I don't
the pink
consider it
ribbon.
90s because it's still really in right now.
It is very
You know?
hot.
It's not like Matt Dillon. Like Matt Dillon's very 90s.
Breast cancer, still au courant. All right, Billy.
Mullet cancer, I guess, would be
Mullet cancer?
would be the most
That's what-
90s.
A very
Superman.
special Full House where Uncle Jesse had mullet hair.
A business in the front, chemo in the back.
It's going to be a good episode, guys. Billy, as our guest, it is your right to choose our first 90s topic. Or if you want, you can go right into the random topic generator. Listeners of this show, you can go to 90spercentile.com or wepodcast.com, weepodcast.com to submit 90s topics. What do you want to do?
Let's do the random topic generator.
man.
I'm a gambling man.
I like that the first 20, 30 episodes, we were really trying hard to come up with a cool name for the random topic generator.
Yeah.
Eventually it just became
It
the
just
random
became the
topic
random topic
generator.
generator, and it works.
The RTG.
It's very to the point.
TG.
Yeah.
Although the guy who made it for us, he called it the random topic picker.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
I don't like that either. That's why
Sounds
I don't say that.
vaguely like indentured servitude farming.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Cesar
Here, I
Chavez would
gotta
have
get that random topic.
the random
Bring me
topic
back.
picker migrating from season to season.
Get me some Roseanne season 3 now.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I hope Roseanne season 3 is a topic.
All right, guys, here it is, our first topic.
They're bringing Roseanne back.
They are. We'll talk
She
about
blocked me on Twitter.
She
Really?
blocked you on
Yeah.
Twitter.
What
Yeah.
did you do to get Roseanne to block you?
Did
Did you make fun of her peanut farm or something? Isn't that a thing she was doing?
I'm not a troll. Like one night, she asked a question. I guess she was joking. She goes, "I want sex. Somebody contact me now." And I said, "How much?" Phil was 75 and Lucille Ball was 50.
She blocked you for that? I would think
No,
that
she
would
said,
like that.
she said,
Oh,
"You're
okay.
stupid, but your kid is beautiful." And then I said, "Why? You called me stupid, and I called my kid pretty. Like I'm actually like I feel like a Connor right now."
Yeah.
And then she blocked me.
Oh, well.
So whatever.
That's not worth blocking.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, well. Roseanne, what stick you got up your butt?
I've come to grips. You know.
It took a long time. But
A lot of
You've
therapy.
gotten over it. That's good. All right, so our first topic comes from longtime listener Yakub Bayani. So thanks so
Hey,
much,
thanks,
Yakub.
Yakub.
And it is something that we were sort of talking about before the podcast started at a time when we were like, we should be recording this.
yeah, we had a really good conversation before we started recording.
We did. So now all the good stuff is out, and get ready
Just
for
cancer talk.
just shit, just garbage. We're going to sit here in
Roseanne's
silence for
gonna
50
block
minutes.
us.
She's going to block the pod. I don't like this podcast. That is a terrible Roseanne impression, and
You
I
made
apologize.
it sound like Lisa Kudrow in the comeback.
A little bit. The topic from Yakub is Mighty Morphin Power
Oh,
Rangers.
wow. We were just talking about
We were just
this.
talking about the movie, which, Billy, you were not a fan of.
Oh my god.
I didn't see it. I did want to see it.
I'm go-
'cause
I
I
just-
was a big MMPR fan back in the day.
If the movies weren't $16 these days in Manhattan, I probably would go see it, but I decided to
Yes.
wait till it comes
Cheaper
out
little
on
peep
torrent.
show in Manhattan.
I mean,
than it is
wait-
to go to
yeah.
a movie now.
There was no full frontal nudity in Power Rangers the movie.
No, I really won't go to try to see a movie unless I'm convinced it's going to be like a big, larger-than-life action movie.
Sure.
Which is why I did really want to go see King Kong. Power Rangers from the trailer looked like it was going to be relatively subdued. Am I wrong? You did see it.
It was a little subdued, and you know what just got me was Bill Hader does the robot.
Yeah.
I was excited about that. He didn't do a good
Not-
job.
not a good one?
Hey, I mean, he already did the robot in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
You gotta pay him to go beat to go beep and bob. I mean, really?
How much money do you think he got for BB-8
I'm sure
for
he
Star
got,
Wars?
and I'm pretty sure he gets some likeness rights too.
I think he got some.
I'm pretty sure like he gets.
Yeah.
If they use
Oh,
the
yeah.
Well,
sound.
I think if they use the same, probably. I don't know. That's
Which
an
is-
interesting question.
Yeah,
Probably
no,
not.
he's-
If
he- no, he's-
Lucasfilm's lawyers are on top of
He's
their
got to
game.
get some kind of royalty.
I don't know.
Because R2D2 isn't. Is it R2D2? Was that Burnett or was it a
R2D2
computer?
was just sound.
Was just sounds, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a vocal. Wait.
Yeah.
So just so people aren't keeping up with us.
Yeah.
BB-8 from Force Awakens, the beach ball robot.
Right.
It was Bill Hader and it was Ben Schwartz.
Ben
right?
Schwartz, yeah. They both contributed like reactions basically to BB-8.
So is like some of his reactions Bill Hader and some are Bill Hader and some are Ben Schwartz, or
I-
some or all of their sounds the two of them together. like harmonizing.
Well, as you know, I worked on
I'm
I
asking
worked on
our-
The Force
our
Awakens,
Lucasfilm
so
expert,
of
Dan
course it
Mulhall.
makes sense. But my understanding is I
did
think
that
they
for-
each did takes for each scene, and then they kind of merged it, or maybe
Because like
picked
E.T.
and chose.
is also two different voices.
Really?
Yeah, it was Katharine Hepburn, and it was maybe
No.
what? Yeah, not Katharine Hepburn. Who read?
Barbara Hershey. I thought it was Barbara Hershey.
No. It was who read the Faye Dunaway?
Faye Dunaway?
No,
Could be.
no, there's somebody
Brian
I always
Clyde's
get-
Faye Dunaway?
It was either Faye Dunaway. There's somebody I get. Kathleen Turner. Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner was the voice of E.T.?
I
no.
think so. Should we look it up on the
We
big
gotta
board?
look it up. I do want to talk about Power Rangers,
Yes,
though, but
yes.
let's look this up first.
Well, we can. It's going to take a minute.
All
so.
right, fine. So we'll talk about Power Rangers first.
Wait, I want to hear. So Bill Hader's
I still
Alpha
want to talk about
5.
the movie.
Bill Hader was Alpha 5. And
It was no good?
No. How many? No. And Bryan Cranston, like, all he did was every cliche.
Really?
Yeah. He was
But
trying to
that's-
convince the one guy that he was the leader. That was the whole,
So is that on Bryan Cranston, or was it just a bad script? Like, was it just
it could
poorly
be a
done?
bit-
Because
yeah.
I feel like Bryan Cranston,
He looked
class act.
It looked boring in the trailer.
Amazing actor,
He's
great
sort
great
of been
guy.
coasting since.
He has been. He has been.
I feel
He's
like
living off of Walt White for a
I
bit
feel
now.
he may have phoned in his Zordon role.
He wasn't even there. It was all blue screen.
Right.
And
That's
it,
yeah.
and
I
it just
that's
looks
what
like
I figured.
it just looks like his head. It doesn't even
Yeah,
look like
it's
a
just his
big
head.
bald
It's
head. It
just
looks
his
like
head.
his face.
It's just
Yeah.
his face. Yeah.
Yeah.
With a, here's $1 million in a book of cliches and a recording booth.
What can you do?
and have
You
at
are
it.
the Power Rangers.
That's
Yeah,
it.
I just remember that from the trailer.
You will believe, and you. And then Elizabeth Banks was Rita Repulsa.
How
was she had to be fun.
She was.
Come on.
It was all right.
All
it was
right.
okay.
Okay.
And the kids weren't very charismatic.
Right, because they're just kind of generic teens. It
Yeah.
seems
Which is
like
a
they
shame
hired.
because I applaud the producers for taking a risk with unknown actors. That's really cool. Instead of like just getting Jennifer Lawrence in there.
Well, Jennifer Lawrence would have been very expensive, and generic actors are very, very cheap.
I know, but a lot of the times they'll pay for Jennifer Lawrence because they do the math and she brings in the profit. That's why all the
I
X-Men
guess.
movies are about Mystique now.
Well, yeah, I mean, win a couple of Oscars, and that's what happens.
but I'm glad they didn't like get names. But
Yeah.
you would hope if you significantly expand your pool when you're doing unknown actors, because I would assume there's lots of talented actors and actresses out there that haven't been discovered yet.
yeah.
I guess they just didn't find 5 of them.
Right.
No.
All right. Well, that's a shame that the movie was not so good. Let's go back to talking about E.T.
Oh,
because
Deborah
Jack
Winger.
has found
Winger.
Deborah Winger.
I don't know why I was
Wait,
thinking.
but then it says not true.
Oh wait, you know who I'm thinking of?
A woman named Pat Welsh, mixed with breathing, snorts, burps, and sounds of 18 other contributors, some of them animals. That
Yeah.
was E.T.
No, you know what I'm confusing.
So Bill
Sure.
Hader wasn't E.T.
Not Bill Hader.
I'm confusing E.T. with Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
that was
she-
Kathleen
yeah.
Turner.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I got the E.T. is 2 different people mixed together.
Yeah.
And Jessica Rabbit is Kathleen Turner.
Yes.
And I got Kathleen Turner mixed up with Katharine Hepburn.
You
and
had
Faye
a lot
Dunaway.
of crossed
Yeah.
wires, Jack.
So the answer was Tom Hanks.
Yeah. By the way, about Bill
Adam
Hader,
Shanks.
I was in an elevator once with Bill Hader,
Great story.
and I didn't say hi to him. So if you're ever in an elevator with Bill Hader, you should say hi. Because he looked at me like, because I was like, oh my God, it's Bill Hader.
hi to me?
And he was like, is this guy going to say hi to me?
I
My friend actually lived in his building, and he was coming up from the gym, going to his apartment. So it was an odd time to run into Bill Hader.
The most celebrities I've ever met is in my 15 years dancing around the industry and being in the industry at some points. The most celebrities I ever met was when I was a barista, a 30-year-old barista, in the Flatiron District, and I met tons and I saw tons.
We've heard your Oliver Platt story,
yeah,
Jack.
exactly. And I saw Danny Pudi came in, and
Right.
I was mopping. It was like we were closing up, and I was like, well, I'm mopping, so there's that wall between us, that counter isn't between us. Maybe I'm gonna say hello.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and goes to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, I don't want to jump on him as soon as he comes out of the bathroom. That's awkward.
Sure.
I'll wait a minute. And then this couple just were like eyeing him, and then they waited outside the bathroom. And
Oh,
as soon
that's so
as he
creepy.
opened the door, they were there like, "Excuse me, are you Abed?" And like they didn't.
no.
Even, by the way, Danny Pudi is Abed on
Abed from Community,
Abed
yeah.
on Community. So they don't even know his name. They go, "Are you Abed?" And then he goes, and then they follow him out the door and they talk to him, and I didn't get a chance to say hello.
That sucks.
And I was doing the same thing as you. I was like, should I say hello? And I actually decided to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's always weird, like, when you, like, to have some common sense. I know when people mob us, at podcasting conventions and things like that. If I'm with my wife, if we're with
I
our
don't
families.
mind when they come in the bathroom.
I don't,
It gives me something to do.
I come in the bathroom all the time. What's up? What's up, boys? You know what I'm talking about.
I like this Dan Mulhall. He speaks to me.
Yeah.
American Joe. I masturbate in the bathroom too. It's about time. That S-Town, he never talks about that.
No, they don't. Mr. S-Town never gets to those hard-hitting topics. Semen hitting the bathroom floor.
Is that the hard-hitting topic?
Like sand in the hourglass.
Let's-
That semen hitting the bathroom floor.
Let's bring this back
So, Billy,
into Power
why
Rangers.
did you go see Power Rangers? Were you a fan of the show? The TV
I
show?
was a fan of the show, and my son wanted to go see it.
All right.
I'm sorry, not that.
No.
Yeah.
While we were waiting for our entrance to go to see the Power Rangers, out walked 6 fully
Cosplayed Power Rangers?
cosplayed,
Oh,
full
man.
garb.
and
like,
the 90s, like Mighty Morphin.
yes, correct.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
sure.
Yeah.
Those are such cool uniforms because
Taking
you just put
pictures
it
with each
on.
other
You
and,
put it on. You are the Power Ranger.
Yeah.
There's you don't need anything. It's like being a stormtrooper. You just
Yeah,
put it
that's
on.
right. That's it.
And you're there.
Yeah.
That's
do
awesome.
you guys think that that was a bit of an offshoot of Voltron?
Definitely there was some Voltron aspects to it, but Power Rangers was based on this whole Super Sentai series in Japan. So the actual Power Rangers show, they just took footage from Japan,
Right,
shot
and then-
new stuff, and then re-edited it together.
They took the action scenes, so they took the
Yeah.
guys in the costumes and the Zords,
And
the
Rita
giant
Repulsa,
robots,
at least
and
for
Rita
the first
Repulsa.
season.
And then they just hired American teenagers and came up with these soapy subplots.
Right.
And I guess the putty scenes would be
So
American.
yeah, whenever they were
Before-
out of costume, basically,
yeah.
and then eventually they did shoot their own stuff. But yeah,
Now there's like 45 different ones.
It's
on.
ridiculous how many there are. There was
Yeah.
I watched on YouTube one night. Hypothetically, I watched a thing on YouTube. It was an episode where all the Red Rangers had to team up.
oh, Forever Red.
Yeah, and there's like
That's
37 Red Rangers
Yeah.
that
Well-
team up. Yeah, and I don't think Jason was there. I feel like he was like conspicuously
I
missing.
think he was.
He might have shown up at some point.
Yeah,
I think he was in jail at the time or something.
No, I don't think he ever. Austin St. John, the original Jason. I don't think he ever had any legal problems. One of the Red Rangers killed a guy.
Oh yeah,
with
I
a
did
sword.
that recently.
I think,
yeah,
and like went to.
I mean, if you're a
went to
Power
federal
Ranger and you're
prison.
going to murder somebody, you're
You
going to
gotta
use a
use a
sword.
sword,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or the battle axe.
Yeah. But a couple of quick things. Past guest and friend of the show, Chris Sims, before Comics Alliance went under, he was doing an episode-by-episode guide to the original Power Rangers called Ranger Station, which I highly recommend people check out and
I'm
read.
highly jealous because it's such a great idea for
It's
a podcast.
a totally great idea. And he was also looking at the original Japanese episode and being like, what did they change?
Oh,
Like, how
that's
different is it?
interesting, yeah.
So really interesting if you're into that kind of stuff. My point in bringing the Japanese stuff up, I don't know if Voltron came out first or if Super Sentai in Japan started first.
That's interesting. Voltron was 80s though, wasn't it?
Voltron was 80s,
Super
Early
Sentai
80s,
wasn't
early
that
80s.
old.
but the first season of Power Rangers was not the first season of this in Japan. Like, this had been a long-running thing in Japan and still is.
I don't think it's that. Like Hayim Saban, the creator of Super Sentai, right? Or is he just the guy that came up with the idea of
He might
mixing
just be the
footage?
guy who brought it to America.
Because he's still making shit now. He's not that old.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting. We could look it up.
We could look it up, but this is not a show for facts. This is a show for feelings.
I wanted to ask Chris Sims this on the podcast. He's not here, so I'll ask Billy.
Perfect.
No. Do you guys know that there's actually a Power Rangers comic running right now where they team up with the DC universe?
Really?
Or Marvel? DC,
I
right?
did know this. It's DC. It's Justice League versus Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So you had like Jason and Superman and like Tommy and Batman.
Which is
like,
crazy
fighting.
because Superman would just like snap
he
Jason's
would
neck.
tear him in half. Like, they were always very loosey about what the Power Rangers. What is the power of the Power Rangers? Like, they're not super strong. They
The
seem like.
suits have to give them some kind
I
of
feel like the
strength.
suits were part of the power.
In this movie, the suits are all
The suits are
they
like
make
where all
them
the power
all-
comes from.
yeah.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the movie looks. Did you see Chronicle?
Yes, it's a Chronicle.
The movie looks very
much
similar to Chronicle.
Very similar to Chronicle.
Which is funny because who's the guy that wrote
Josh,
Chronicle?
Max Landis.
Max Landis. He said he wrote a Power Ranger spec that they like, they didn't take, and then basically they didn't hire him for that, and then they stole Chronicle.
Was it as good as his 600-page Super Mario Brothers script?
I don't know. After we talked about it on the podcast, I looked
Is
at
he
it for
making
about,
that? He's making the American Wolf. American Wolf in London remake, if I'm not mistaken.
He is actually.
That's
yeah,
kind of cool.
I think so. Yeah.
Although
His
I don't know. That's his dad directed
obviously
it.
did the original.
That's a lot to live up to. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'd ever remake my dad's do-ups.
Do it right now, Jack. Come on.
I'll get a trash can, light a fire.
That's
90s Percentile became a doo-wop podcast so gradually.
Hey, this is 60s Percentile, bringing you the
I'll be
smooth
the
middle hits of doo-wop.
Shanana of you. I'll be the Bowser of your.
That's funny you say that. I got to meet Bowser. Shout out.
No, really?
Yeah, he's actually good friends with my dad. And
Love Bowser. Love Shot on.
So he was hosting a doo-wop show in Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey.
Can I pause this for
Yeah.
1 second? Our younger listeners have no idea what's
who
going
Shot
on.
on.
All right, so Bowser was.
They don't know what doo-wop is.
They don't even know what
They don't know
Shot is.
We don't need to explain it. I just want to point it out. Let's just keep going
He's
as
a
if they do.
musician from decades past.
Use the Google.
I remember he had a sleeveless shirt and guns.
And he would do that.
Yeah.
With a fist.
Yeah. So anyway, my dad. So you say our younger listeners. I barely knew who he was. So my
Right.
dad. So my dad's excited. And he goes, Bowser's my son Jack. And I was just like, yeah, cool.
I want to play Power Rangers.
You know, Bowser was the dragon from Mario. Like,
right.
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because like half the people were so excited to meet him, and then the other half, like the younger half, was just like, I don't know what's going on. Is that Papa?
My
Why is he
dad
flexing?
says I should meet you.
They were really big for a
Yeah.
short period.
Yeah, no, and like not in the not in the 50s and 60s.
Like in the-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They brought it was like a renaissance for doo-wop.
We have about 40 minutes left on the podcast. Should we talk about Sha Na Na the rest of the time? And then people who are like, oh man, they did an episode on Power Rangers will be very confused.
So like every episode of the podcast.
Like every episode of the podcast. The topics are very misleading.
No, so the reason I asked if you watched it is because I wanted to just get it so everybody knows where we're coming from. I'm a huge Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fan.
Yeah,
I
same.
watched I watched it up until into a little bit into Zeo, which was their first of many reboots. So
Yeah.
like their third, fourth season.
I think it was season 4.
So
Yeah.
that was appointment television. It was on at 4 p.m., 4:30, and I would watch it after school every day. I had all the toys.
Yep.
I was big into Power Rangers.
Yeah, me too.
So I was excited about this movie. It's a bummer. I could tell it wasn't going to be very good.
Were you a Power Rangers fan back in the day, Billy?
They're a little after my time.
I was gonna say,
I'm
yeah.
about
They
4
were
or 5
after
years
our
after.
time. I remember there was like four.
You said that in another episode.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
I do agree because
It was 93 when Power Rangers.
Yeah, I
or
was already in
94.
high school.
Here's how I know it was before. I was ahead of my time or before my time. I was in 4th grade.
Yeah, that is prime Power Rangers
There
age.
was 3 of us in the class that watched it, and everybody else in the class made fun of us mercilessly because we watched it.
I feel like
Yeah.
everyone watched it in
No,
my school.
Well, I guess Catholic school was different.
I don't know. They babied us more, and they were like, watch Power Rangers.
There was 3 of us, and we were the nerdiest kids in the class, and everybody else gave us so much shit. And all the only kids with Power Rangers backpacks and stuff were all like 2nd graders.
Well, the joke's on them, Jack, because now you're on a podcast talking Power Rangers.
I guess it's a slice scale. I remember I thought I was too old for Pokemon, and there was like a handful of kids in our grade that were big fans.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was definitely when we were in high school, and we were probably too old for it. But I watched the occasional Pokemon episode. That's not our topic. We can save that for another episode. Power Rangers, though, if you don't know what it is it possible that people don't know what Power
I guess
Rangers
we
is?
should we just play the theme song? That
We should absolutely just play the theme
just
song.
I think
Explains the
their
plot.
household.
It was basically 5 teenagers who were super teens with attitudes. Were recruited by this floating face to fight this moon
Now
witch.
the continuity of Power Rangers was never
Not the strong
solid.
suit.
Sometimes he was just it was like a TV screen and he was in some other dimension. Sometimes he was trapped in between dimensions and he lived in the tube. And then in the movie, he's like a little old man that actually lives at the bottom of the tube.
Well, because they break the tube in the movie. The movie takes place in a separate continuity. It's very confusing.
I watched it recently, hypothetically.
The movie is a mess.
It was on HBO. Yeah, I just watched the Zord scenes and I couldn't believe how bad the CGI
you
was.
have to
CGI
watch it
is terrible.
hypothetically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I see. All right, so I saw the movie with my mom and my sister in
We're
the
talking
theater.
the 95
Yeah,
original
the
movie.
95
Yeah.
movie, and it was all little kids, and I felt so
That was
embarrassed.
Turbo, the Power Rangers movie, right?
No, no,
That
the
was-
first one.
That came later.
The first
that,
one.
That one is a huge piece of crap, but is like super campy and weird. Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
I watched that only very recently.
I sort of
hypothetically.
recommend it. I don't know that I recommend the first one if you're not already a Power Rangers fan. But anyway, the probably the most famous thing of Power Rangers was the intro song because it was just
The song's amazing.
Ron Wasserman, I think, was the guy who made it, and it is intense. Do we
right.
have it here?
But the theme is awesome. But the reason I wanted to play this was just because it gives a very succinct plot description here. All right, let's see. You're gonna have to turn the volume up on our fancy equipment. That paper cup. Just put the paper cup to the speaker. All right, here we go.
After 10,000 years, I'm free. It's time to conquer Readers Escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
Like, this is just, there it is. That's the entire series right there.
That
Two
guitar
sentences.
trill is just like the best.
And then lots of karate moves.
Totally.
Oh, she's dead. Yeah, she's
We probably
dead.
shouldn't play more. She is. Tai Chang has passed.
Really?
She was in a car accident, I
Oh,
believe.
it's terrible.
But Power Rangers was a worldwide phenomenon.
It is
like,
a whole life. It's still...
it's still okay. So here's the thing: it's still on,
Yeah.
and it's still like
It's in season whatever.
they got rid of the continuity between seasons a while ago.
Oh, really?
Like you mentioned Power Rangers Zeo. So what they did was kind of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was on for a few years. It became Zeo for one season.
They lost the source of their power, and
Right.
they got new powers
Yeah.
based on Zeo crystals.
Yeah.
And instead of being morphing with dinosaurs like a Tyrannosaurus, it was
Right.
now Zeo number 1, Zeo number 2. It was.
I stopped. I fell off after
fell
Zeo.
off after that. Yeah,
But,
it still had Rita and Lord Zed.
Yeah. Well,
They lived in a Winnebago. They were trapped in the desert.
put a pin in Lord Zed. I want to talk about Lord Zed in a minute, but. Just after Zeo, I think, was Turbo, and then it went on from there because that's how they do it in Japan.
I think
It's
Turbo
every
might have been.
season.
No, Space was the 4th one. I think that might have been the last main continuity.
Yeah. In Japan, every season is a totally different thing.
New universe and everything.
New
right?
universe. It's just like the idea kind of transfers over, and that's eventually what they
Like
did
Black
now.
Mirror.
Sort of.
So
Black
so
Mirror
Black
is-
Mirror kind of stole.
in many ways, yeah.
In many ways.
In many
So
ways.
it's like an anthology almost. Just
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. But there's still this kind of like running thread of like the power, I guess.
The
that
Red
Power
Ranger's
have.
usually the leader.
Yeah, right, exactly. But it's still on. I don't know what the hell they're doing now, like Dino Turbo Galaxy Raiders Part 7 or something. But
on Netflix, there's this on my queue because my son watches.
Sure.
There's Samurai Squad, or then they have
Sure.
the time traveler one. There's just
yeah, there was like Time Force, Jungle
Time
Force
Jungle
was one for
Force,
sure.
Time Force, yeah.
And I've never seen anything past Zeo,
All right,
but it's
we're gonna
crazy
play a
it's still
quick
going.
game.
Oh, I love it.
We're
All
gonna play
right,
a quick
okay.
game, guys. I'm gonna read off a Power Rangers series, and you're gonna tell me, is it real or did you just get jacked?
A, I love that. And B, this is quickly becoming our thing on this show. It's like name the fake one.
Well, we actually did this in like our second episode ever, and then didn't bring
All
it
right,
back.
well
for
now
like
we're doing
50
it 2 in a
episodes.
row, so let's do it.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, real or jacked?
I think we just got jacked. I think that's a jacker.
No, it's a real one.
Oh, all right.
It's the topic. We've been talking about it.
Oh, never mind.
All right. Power Rangers Operation Turbo Kick.
Power Rangers Operation Turbo Kick. Oh man.
that's not real.
Do you want a description?
Yes. This is like a spelling bee. I want you to use it in a sentence.
My spelling sentence is Power Rangers Operation Turbo
Nailed it.
Kick. Is that it? Turbo Kick?
I thought it might be a fake one. Turbo Kick
no,
seems
the
a
real
little...
one is from 2007. It's Power Rangers Operation Overdrive.
Yes.
Wealthy adventurer Andrew Hartford tasks Will Aston, Dax Lowe, Ronnie Robinson,
Oh my God!
Rose Ortiz, and
douche name diction list. What were the names?
Yeah, you
Dax
forgot
and-
Dax Wilson and
Will
and-
Aston, Dax Lowe,
Oh my
Ronnie
God.
Robinson, Rose
It's like a
Ortiz,
date rapist
and his
roll
son
call.
Mac. And they search for the jewels of the Corona Aurora before Flurious or Moltor and later Camdor and the Fear Cats. They're later jewels.
Wait. Camdor and the Fear Cats?
Camden's a distant relative.
That's not real. You made that up.
I'm not making this up.
Camdor and the Fear Cats. What was the one before that too?
Flurious and Moltor.
Glorious.
And they are joined by Tyzon, member of a search and rescue team from the planet Mercuria, who has a past with the Fear Cats. This season, so here's the thing, every one of these Power Rangers shows has a Japanese equivalent.
Yes.
And this one is from the Japanese show Go-Go Sentai Bukenger. And it has an
Okay.
anniversary episode, Once a Ranger, bringing back several characters from previous seasons.
I am picturing these Fear Cats as like the Broadway musical Cats, just like very 80s makeup and outfits and just being like, we're going to fight the Power Rangers. No one can see what I'm doing, but
All right,
I was doing wild
real or
movements.
Like a Maureen Ponderosa kind of.
Yes.
Real or fake? Sorry, is my timer going off? No, I don't know. Somebody must have texted me. All right, here we go. Power Rangers MPH.
I know for a fact that one's real.
You were wrong.
No, are you kidding? Oh, it's RPM.
You got jacked.
I just got jacked.
That's from 2009. A malicious and rapidly evolving computer virus known as Venjix has ravaged the Earth, leaving the surviving members of humanity to huddle for safety in the force field protected in the city of Corinth. To stop Venjix attacks led by his humanoid warrior Tenaya, the mysterious Dr. K enlists, get ready for these names, Billy, Scott Truman, Flynn McAllister, Summer Lansdowne, and reluctantly Ziggy Grover. And
Flynn McAllister sounds like an actor from the 1930s.
Yeah.
and the apparent cyborg Dylan.
Oh, boy.
They are later joined by Jem and Gemma, Dr. K's old friends. They use footage from NJ Sentai Go Unger. So I guess you're right in that they're completely different universes because this literally takes place in a post-apocalypse.
Yes.
There's no Angel Grove. Everybody's dead.
That one, I think, is actually supposed to be good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like, good for a Power Rangers series, but not like total garbage.
All right.
I can't say for the Cam 4 and the Fear Cats.
One more.
All right.
Power Rangers Future Police.
Power Rangers Future Police. I'm going to say I don't want to get jacked again, but I think I just got jacked.
You got jacked! It's actually SPD, Space Police.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
In the year 2025, this is from 2005, by the way, Space Patrol Delta Police Force protects the galaxy from the Trubian Empire. When their A squad of Power Rangers fall in battle, the B squad members, Sky Tate, Bridge Carson,
Sky Tate,
and Sid Drew.
Oh, man. These names are half
They're
the fun.
joined by rookies.
They sound like jobber tag teams.
They do. Local talent.
They're joined by rookies Jack Landors and Z Delgado.
Z Delgado. That is a great
under
one.
Commander Anubis Kruger. They're later joined by Sam, a young boy.
Do you think, how much fun would it be just to come around,
There
just
has to be
sit there,
so many drugs being passed
just
around.
thinking up
in those-
names for aliens and even human characters?
Kruger as the Shadow Ranger and technical expert Dr. Cat Manx and the Cat Ranger.
Why are there so many cats? It's supposed to be a show about dinosaur
It's either
robots.
dinosaurs, cats, or vehicle stuff.
Oh my god!
Dude, all right, everybody, let's all jack each other right now.
Oh,
everybody, come up with one or two human names for Power Rangers.
All right, so so here's a Power Rangers series that I'm going to develop.
Okay.
It's called Power Rangers Surfboard Squad, and we got to stop the vengeance of Moltrix and Voltor. And it's only two Rangers. You got Dynamo McCool and Cooley McDynamo.
They've got like twin powers. Billy,
Yeah,
you
they
think
got
you can
twin
top
powers.
that?
Power Rangers Uber.
So if you like a monster attacks, you gotta get on your Uber app and call for Power Rangers.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's names.
Mohammed.
Oh no!
What? There's a lot of Middle
Come on,
Eastern immigrants.
I'm not a
That's not racist.
Ashton Daniels.
I took 3 Ubers this week. They were all Muslims. I'm not judging. There's nothing wrong with that.
You're not judging either.
I think you're jacking yourself here, Jack.
That's fact. It just happened to be a lot of them.
Power Rangers Uber, and they have to fight the evil MTA. And,
A very evil MTA indeed.
All right.
What do you got, Jack? Jack us all again.
All right. Power Rangers Internet Hoverboard Force. And the monster is called Woodflax. And the
I like Woodflax.
and the Oaken Empire. So the mysterious Professor Gork recruits 5 teenagers, and I'm only going to name 3.
Okay.
Johnny Munson.
That's a real good.
Johnny Munson. Belinda.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Belinda McRae.
I was waiting. All I could think was Belinda Carlisle, and I was waiting to see where you were going to go.
And Baron Trump.
Nice.
And they go on their Zords, which is drawn by a Muslim named Mohammed Akbar.
It's a trap.
Who is a Muslim.
So I want to bring it back to regular Power Rangers.
He was a
real
heart
quick.
doctor in Pakistan.
And now he's an Uber driver. It's a sad story, really.
Because we treat our immigrants like shit.
Because Trump.
Well, Baron Trump is actually his best friend in a twist.
That is a big twist.
Yeah.
I don't like my son being friends with these types of people. I mean Uber drivers. I wasn't being racist. Lord Zed. I want to talk about
Or
Lord
if you
Zed.
say things, if you just repeat things I say in Trump voice, it's just gonna make me
That's
sound
not
terrible.
what I didn't say anything. You're fired, Jack. I can do that apparently. I'll fire all of you.
But
It was
I'm
my
white.
thing that I say. But I'm white. Oh boy. I want to talk about Lord Zed real quick,
Yeah.
and then I think we can move off Power Rangers. Please submit more topics about Power Rangers because I think there's a lot of things we could dive deep into. But I want to talk about Lord Zed since it came up. Lord Zed is the fucking coolest design for a villain ever.
Yeah. It's literally
He
just
has no skin,
sinew. It's just
and he
muscle.
just has this chrome, and it's just like sharp. I was such a huge fan of Lord Zed when I was a kid. He's just like Freddy Krueger.
Very cool aesthetic. I agree.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And he's got big old goggles for eyes and
Yeah.
and metal.
You can see his brain.
He's got a grill for teeth. So we've talked about this in a previous show, but when they did their primetime introduction, the
Oh,
season
yeah.
2 premiere of Lord
Yep.
Zed, it was like a big event.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize he was going to be the new big bad. I thought he was like a one-off monster.
Right.
And when they first show Lord Zed coming to power, he's basically like Bane. He has these tubes hooked up to him, and they
Yeah.
fill up with venom, and it gives him superpowers. So I
Yep.
immediately turn to my mom and I go, Power Rangers are going to cut those tubes and he's going to be powerless. And I was convinced, and they never did.
And it never happened, yeah. Maybe
right
maybe in
there.
the next movie they'll do
It
that.
was right there. Oh, I'm sure the next movie will have Lords. Although, did it bomb? How'd it do?
I think it did okay. I don't know if they're going to make a sequel,
I
though.
don't think it did as good as it was. It wasn't even in 3D.
Yeah.
Which I found amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
at
you
least
would
they
think
would've
that's just
transferred that.
to
So
make
it shows how
money.
much, faith the studio had, and they won't even make it. They make
Right, they
everything
won't even go
3D.
3D anymore.
Pay for the conversion. Because
Yeah.
you could get Paul Rudd to play Lord Zed, bring him and Elizabeth Banks back together.
I want nothing more than Paul Rudd playing Lord Zed.
Lord Zed's
That would
gonna-
be amazing.
Yeah, he's just going to be like, what's with the Z? What's with Z's?
You can see my brain. That's weird.
Yamo, make this monster bigger.
Yeah, I'm going to destroy Angel Grove if you don't stop.
Oh, boy.
That was his best joke in any movie, I think. That was
Yamo
his,
be-
that
Yamo
was his
kill
best,
myself.
Yeah, I'm going to blow my brains out. That was
Yeah.
his best joke.
I like Paul Rudd.
I do
and I
too,
like
but
Lord
I'm going
Zed.
to Paul Rudd it out.
Yeah, I was
I
Paul
can
Rudd
hear
down
you.
in Ant-Man, which was just Paul Rudd the Paul Rudd.
I liked Ant-Man a lot. I think you were too hard on Ant-Man. I was a fan.
He was okay, but Paul Rudd was too Paul Rudd.
Would have been better if it was, what's his face? Was the directing it?
Edgar Wright
Wright?
had his, yeah.
It depends. If he would have restrained Paul Rudd and be like, stop doing the shtick, maybe.
Stop.
I mean,
Moving your mouth back and forth like you had a stroke.
insightful. The knowledge of Paul Rudd there.
Every once
when
in a while.
he was the one celebrity when I had him when I was a barista where they specifically told us don't talk to him, and he sat at the table right next to the counter, but he had 2 assistants and a bodyguard who would do all his ordering for him.
I mean, I feel like you have to, though. Paul Rudd is, super famous now.
Yeah,
Right?
I know, but he gets a
You
little
know what
coffee.
when
Yeah.
we know what turned me off about him? He was on the Daily Show when Jon Stewart was still on it, and his first movie was Halloween 6.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
The
Right.
Curse of Michael
Yeah.
Myers, and he bashed that movie from why would Johnny Depp never bashed Elm Street? Not
he was
that
probably,
that was a different.
Yeah, he was
different
probably so
movie,
excited
but
when he got that role.
I would, if you're trying to make it
Yeah.
with somebody and you get a Halloween
the lead
movie,
of a Halloween
come
movie,
on,
yeah.
I would, or
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen Halloween 6, but is it actually a good movie?
Of course not, but that's not the point.
but it's legit. It's got Donald
iconic.
Pleasance in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's I think that's an iconic franchise. Halloween.
Yeah,
Sure,
franchise.
yeah.
You know,
To
if-
say
if-
you're in a mic, what do I talk? Well, it's like The Simpsons. We have a podcast dedicated to how terrible The Simpsons has been for 3/4 of its run.
WePodcast.com.
WePodcast.com. If they were like, "Hey Jack, do you want to do one word? Do you want to go? Do you want to cough and be in
Of
an
course.
episode of The Simpsons?" Yeah, that would be
Obviously,
like my
yeah.
biggest dream. I would be so.
if they said
I'd be so excited.
but you can never do the podcast again. Do you do it?
Oh yeah, probably. We had a good run. We had a good run.
Fuck
Get
you,
to be
Dad.
on the fucking Simpsons.
It's just like you just see a smoke cloud.
me.
I don't need you to do the podcast. I'll do it myself. It'll be me and Freet.
You're gonna bash the episode where I cough.
I couldn't believe he
You hear
coughed.
that? Worst cough in the history of professional
you go.
television.
Worst cough ever.
That's the whole review. Oh man! All right, I think there's so much more we could say about Power
Yeah,
Rangers,
man.
but
Do you think there's more specific topics in there, like the Green Ranger?
I think there are. And if there's not, submit them. And because I think Power Rangers, Zeo could be its own topic.
So, yeah,
all the
so
stuff.
the topic
the
is
movie could be its own
Right.
topic.
The topic's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's the most interesting for a few reasons. Unlike all these other series, it has 4 incarnations before they get to Zero. You got the dinosaurs, the original season with the Megazord, which I'm guessing the movie's based on. Tyrannosaurus, Triceratops.
The classics.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah. So then you had the Thunderzords in season 2 with Zed,
Right.
which is my favorite season.
Red Dragon
It was
Zord,
the first time I
Lion Zord.
discovered eBay, where we bought the Tour of the Shuttle Zord because we wanted to build the.
I don't remember ever actually
Am I
getting
making
Tour the
that up?
Shuttle. I think we just looked at buying Tour the Shuttle
You don't
Zord.
think we bought it?
And Tour the Shuttle Zord was for regular Megazord, I think.
No, that was Titanus, the Ultra Zord.
You're right. You were totally right.
Give me a break here.
Damn it.
So anyway, the Thunderzords were my favorite. Then you had the Ninja Zords, which were based on the movie.
Right.
And then
well,
you had the Alien Rangers and the Shuttle Zords.
they did such a weird thing because in the movie it was like the bear and the frog and all those Zords,
Yeah.
and then they brought them in on the show. But like I said before, the movie was its own continuity, so they redid.
They redid it. They took away the beautiful young woman sorcerer
Right.
that
Oh,
was
God,
in
I
the
can't
movie.
remember her name, yeah.
And they replaced it with this big blue ninja.
It was Ninjetti in the movie. It might have been
No,
like
it was Ninjetti in the show.
maybe it was Ninjetti also in the show.
It was like a big blue ranger.
Yeah.
And the movie was a woman.
Yeah. No, I remember the woman in the movie.
She was hot.
She
we
was
were
a
12-year-old
lady.
boys, and
I didn't see it in the theaters, Power Rangers the movie, and I was very sad about
Nah,
that.
you didn't miss anything.
I mean, I've seen it several times
There's
since.
there's
but
a subplot where Bulk and Skull have to save a train full of innocent passengers.
I remember that. Good times.
What are they up to, Bulk and Skull?
They
They have their own motif.
I love the Balkan Skull. I hum that a
I think I want to
lot.
make that my phone ring.
That is an amazing idea. Yeah, you should do that. Let's go. Can we get
we-
the
should we-
Balkan Skull motif up real quick?
Yeah. Bulk and Skull were the two bullies.
Well, it goes right there. The Balkan Skull theme.
Wow, I typed in B.
B and Balkan Skull pops
That's
right
like the
up.
10th most searched Bleach
Right.
thing on YouTube.
Right
Beyonce.
under, right under Bruno Mars and above Beyonce.
It's above
Balkan
Beyonce.
Skull.
Beetleborgs intro.
I wonder if it's because you just
It
searched
has
Power
to be
Rangers.
because
It
you
has
also
to
have
be.
Beetleborgs and Bulk and Skull theme.
Yeah.
Unless we've made a Bulk and Skull for 10 hours. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's play that.
I want to do that and just like blast it and leave my house.
Two
That's it. Because he's fat.
Imagine this up for 10 hours. Who made this? Whoever made this video is my hero. 74,000 views. This has more views than all of our podcasts combined.
That's, well, yeah, all right. Amazing. All right. I don't know if I can do 10 hours of it, but.
Just one more hour?
All right, one more hour.
I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna replace my Fine Young Cannibals.
I'm
ringtone.
so jealous that you said it because now I want nothing more than that to be my ringtone. Oh,
I probably
man.
have to make it. I bet you they don't sell it on iTunes.
Probably not. Missed
But yeah,
opportunity.
So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I think it has the advantage, the fact that it's 4 different shows in one. It's the first. It
Yeah.
probably, well, maybe it didn't have the biggest budget.
I don't think it had the biggest budget because it
Yeah.
was mostly recycled from the Japanese show, which they still do, but there was a
But-
lot less original sets and things.
But it certainly has a special place in my heart.
Absolutely. But I think we'll save the rest of our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers talk for another day.
And, of course, in our Reddit.
Yeah. So thanks, Yakub, for that topic. Let's get another topic.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how much time we've got left on the clock. Let me check the clock here. Checking the clock.
We're checking that clock.
You turned the volume down.
Oh.
I was gonna do.
Oh.
I was gonna play. I was gonna jack
Nope, now
you.
you turned up. You turned up Billy's volume.
I wanted to jack you. There it is.
There it is.
It's not worth
still,
it now.
It's still playing. We just muted that audio track. All right, so I have our next topic from George Martin Fellbrown.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, Georgie. GMFB. His topic is the mushroom haircut. Now that is a 90s topic.
That might be the most. That
90s, might be peak 90s.
90s cancer.
Did either of you guys ever
I said mullet before. But
cancer of the hair mushroom cut?
Shout out, by the way, to 2-time guest Tom Whalen.
Oh, yeah, he rocked a mushroom cut.
Who rocked a mushroom cut in junior high and,
Yeah.
and earlier. And oh man, that for whatever reason, if you're listening, Tom, when I hear mushroom haircut, that's the first thing I think of. Even
Nice.
though literally 90% of the kids I went to school with had mushroom haircuts. Anybody who had
Yeah.
straight hair, I was one of the few that had curly hair.
Yeah. So did
Yeah.
either of you have mushroom cuts?
Nah, yeah,
I just
curly-
said
curly
I
hair.
know you didn't.
had
I guess I
curly-
was really asking Billy.
I had curly hair too. I couldn't pull it
Yeah.
off either.
Yeah, I mean, I have like wavy hair, so it doesn't really work.
Like when they would fade the side and then sort of let the
It would basically like a bowl cut. Like you put a bowl in your head and just shave around the side, and you just have like this hair bowl on your head, and you look like a mushroom.
Or 360 bangs.
Yeah, kind of. That's what they call me on the internet. 360 bangs.
Bangs 360.
Bangs 360 69.
That's me. But yeah, I mean, it was a.
Why was it a 90s haircut? Like
It was,
I know it was
like
a 90s
80s, 90s.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was. We call it a 90s haircut or an 80s haircut
Yeah.
because that's when people had it.
Sure.
But why? What suddenly changed? I'm thinking pretty much since caveman times, anybody could have put a rock-shaped, bowl-shaped rock over somebody's head and chisel the hair up.
Snip hair around bowl.
Why did it take 2,000, 6,000 years of human civilization?
Moron.
Why now? Why then?
I don't know. I mean, I wonder if there was some like pop culture character who had a mushroom cut and then it just caught on.
I mean, penises have mushroom hair.
That's true, and they are the most popular pop culture character.
They've been around.
The wieners. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
The Wieners. That sounds like an early 80s show that would have a breakout character.
like Fart McWiener or something.
Fart McWiener. Farts don't come out of wieners.
They don't? Oh, I have to go to the doctor right now.
Hugh G. Wiener.
Oh, my goodness.
That's good.
Hugh G. Wiener. Yeah, I mean, are you Googling mushroom hair? You Googled mushroom haircut wiki. I hope there's an entire wiki devoted to the mushroom haircut.
The undercut.
A bowl haircut or bowl haircut is a simple and plain short haircut where the hair is cut with a straight fringe on the front and the rest of the hair is the same length all the way around.
So
or is
according
cut
to this, it wasn't
in the
around in
back.
the 80s because there's a 20s Soviet Ukrainian. Also, now that I'm looking at it, I mean, this is a little bit less mushroom. This is more bowl. But I guess it's very medieval monk.
Yeah, like a page boy haircut because it says see also page boy, which is a very
Yeah,
similar
a little diagram.
type
Oh,
of
look,
thing.
they even have the
Yeah,
How to give
how to
yourself
create bowl cut.
put bowl on head, cut hair.
Go to the Wikipedia page for bowl cut. It's very very amusing.
What is cutting hair? People also ask.
That's seems like something you don't need to Google. It's very self-explanatory.
Some guy mentioned cutting hair at work today.
What's that?
Go Google it. Let me Google that for you.
Oh God. So wait a minute. The
no,
mushroom cut and the bowl cut are the same thing, though, right? They have to be.
See, it's funny because mushroom cut is not coming up whatsoever in Google. I was also trying to think of celebrities that had it, like big 90s celebrities.
So Ryder Strong on Boy Meets World, he had a
he didn't
mushroom
have
cut.
a mushroom, did he?
Kind of. Well, he had like wavy hair that was like long and drapey.
That wasn't a mushroom.
I guess that
haircut.
wasn't really a mushroom cut. The kid on Stranger Things one of them has a mushroom cut, right?
I don't know.
Do they? I don't even know.
I can't
I
think
still
of,
haven't seen Stranger Things. I feel so out of touch.
It's okay.
It's
It's
good.
okay?
You should watch it. I'm excited for season 2 this
My wife
October.
enjoyed it. She keeps telling me to watch it.
Yeah, you should check it out.
I watched the first 5 minutes of it. I'm like, you know what? I think I've seen this before, and I just couldn't.
Well-
I didn't finish.
You're not wrong.
My problem with it is the nostalgia is the best part, and it's awesome. The music is amazing.
I love the music, yeah.
The direction is pretty good, but the story is so bleh.
I don't know. I like the story, but fine.
I can't find like a definitive, which is crazy. On all of the internet, I can't find like a definitive like history or description of the mushroom haircut. Should I try Yahoo or Bing?
do an image. Do an image search. Maybe that'll help us out here.
Yeah, on our audio podcast.
Well, it won't help out the listeners, but it will help us to generate discussion. That's what we're doing here.
Spock.
Looks like a
So
douche.
all
Looks like
of
a
these
douche
peop-
book.
All of these people who have the mushroom cuts, they really just look like penises. Like it looks like
I mean, again,
that guy.
looks
That
like
guy
a
has a
pig.
dick on his head.
Yeah, I mean, he's even got the dimple in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at the jabroni at the bottom. Second row. Look at the come
this
on.
guy.
What is that? That's
This guy
that is
has
a chin strap that goes all around his head.
chin strap beard. He's completely bald, and the chin strap beard goes all the way up to the middle of his skull.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
See, on some people it looks terrible, but on some people
I
it
do
looks a little
see.
bit
I do
better.
see hipster girls wearing it from time to time.
That's
these
the
days.
Becky from Roseanne. Remember, she had a hair like that.
Yes.
Yes, she
There you
did.
go.
That's what got you blocked.
Yeah, not a good hairstyle.
Yeah, no.
This is not something that should come back. Although a lot of these pictures seem to be recent. Like I think I saw Rihanna was
Yeah,
in one of these
Rihanna has
pictures.
some mushroom.
Does she have a
that's not-
mushroom
it's
cut?
not really it's not really what we're talking about, though.
It's-
Again, it's more just bangs.
I think
It's
she
more-
can
yeah, it's
pull
more
off
It's,
anything.
it's just
so.
your hair combed down. That's so that like
Becky got beat up a lot. One in the middle.
Talking about that kid? Yeah, that kid.
yeah, that's Tom Whalen right there. That's
Yeah.
Why is it such an ugly haircut? It's pretty much universally like joked about these days. Is it because it's just so quintessentially dated? Like it's 90s?
I don't know. I mean, I
agree that it's not very aesthetically pleasing, but for several years, people did. There was a reason they were giving these kids haircuts, right?
Well, it's an easy haircut. Like you said, you just put a bowl on the kid and cut around.
But you're not cutting your hair. Most of these kids that I went to school with who had the mushroom, their moms and dads weren't cutting their hair. They would take it on the supercuts or whatever. Lemon tree.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think personally, the mushroom haircut is just bangs all the way around your head, and bangs are not a good look. I don't really like bangs.
I like bangs.
Oh, I don't really like
Zooey
bangs.
Deschanel.
No, I like Zooey Deschanel, but like the full bangs like to your eyebrows, that's too much bang.
You don't like Scotty Dogs?
I want a little less bang for my buck.
I like bangs. I'm
glad we got to the root of whether Jack likes bangs or not.
I think it's because
Are you jacking me? Are you
I
jacking me again?
I hate bangs.
He hates them.
No, I think you want what you can't have, and I've always wanted to have straight hair. I've always wanted to grow my hair long.
Sure.
I've never been able to do that.
Yeah, that's one of my.
Yeah, I mean now I definitely can't. Now I just want to grow my hair.
Look at you talking to.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a haircut that should not come back. I think we've established that. But we're
Right.
no
And I really
closer.
want to punch that kid.
That kid right there.
That kid is every kid I went to school with right there.
That kid is 90s bully in a nutshell right there.
He looks like Draco Malfoy if he was born in 1984.
He's a blonde kid with a light blue hoodie and a shit-eating grin on his face that just looks like he's ready to be like, yeah, you watch Power Rangers? Give me your money, nerd.
No, I'm having flashbacks.
Give me your money, nerd.
Every stereotypical douche 80s blonde kid.
So he probably is a Power Ranger.
He probably is.
What's his name
Billy.
from the Karate Kid? That's probably his son.
Oh, well, Billy Zabka,
Billy
right?
Zabka, yeah, it's probably his son.
Yeah, it could be. It does look like him.
I don't know. I've got two theories here.
Okay, hit us.
Either it's not an ugly haircut, and it's dated because we tied so into the 90s. It's become this dated thing. It's like wearing like acid wash jeans or tie dye now.
Sure.
Or
so it was like overkill at that time, and now it's like so associated with
or
the
it's
time.
objectively terrible, and that's why we hate it. But then it brings up the fascinating question: why was it popular in the 90s?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why was anything popular in the 90s?
Yeah, I mean, this was the time mullets were okay and ponytails. So maybe just people in the 90s. Maybe we had peak hair technology and we took it too far.
You might be
Well,
right.
if anything, I think it would peaked in the 80s. Hair technology.
Yeah.
Once the Flowbee was invented, you can't go
Well,
up
that's
from
the
there.
thing. Well, that's the thing.
That was 91, 90 or so.
It peaks in the 80s, and you're having fun with it because it's new.
Amazing Discoveries.
Oh, yeah,
that should be a
absolutely.
show. That should be
Ron
a show.
Popeil and Amazing Discoveries.
And then it was like the
Ron.
nerdy guy with the glasses and the bushwhacker. He had the one tooth, right?
Yeah.
You know that guy?
Oh, yeah. Good times. Good times in early 90s television.
I don't know. Maybe it peaked in the 80s, and it was new and exciting. And by the time the 90s came, we were sick of it. It's like smartphones. Yeah, smartphones are amazing. Smartphones are amazing, but for 10 years now, it's been basically doing the same thing. So now they've lost people ooh, the new iPhone's not that exciting. It's like it's pretty, it's still the most amazing piece of technology ever.
You could launch a missile.
So that's
from your phone.
maybe the mushroom haircut was.
Was the iTunes of his day?
No,
Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, maybe it's because it's
You
it was
want some
cool
more rope for that reach?
Anyway, we've got 7 minutes left on the clock. I think Dan, you know what to do.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
I probably should hit play.
Sit here in silence? Is that what we're going to do?
I probably should hit play. That's twice we've ruined
Live to
this game.
tape. Live to tape, folks.
We're now at. We're going to skip ahead here.
Maybe this should be the official random topic generator theme.
I am skipping to 5 hours, 45 minutes, and 27 seconds.
You know, I can tell the tempo
This is
picked
what
up
you
a
do
bit.
when you hate your landlord. Like you go away all weekend, you just turn up and you go out.
You leave for work, you turn this up, you come home, and it's over. Amazing.
All right, this is our random topic generator theme song.
All right, so that topic came from George Martin Fell Brown, the mushroom haircut. Thank you, George. It's hard to talk over the Bulk and
Over
Skull
the
theme.
tuba.
Yeah.
So was there a guy in the recording studio with the tuba just going?
Oh, man. All right, so I have our next topic. What do we got? We got like 7 minutes left on the clock. I've never heard that part of it before.
Usually they've gotten into hijinks by now.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got pies on their faces, or they've like fallen into garbage. Amazing. All right.
They were good at heart, though.
Absolutely. Well, they turned into
And
somewhat
they
good guys. They
teased-
eventually became cops, Bulk and Skull,
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
right.
Yeah.
So private security or something.
Yeah.
They also teased for a while that Skull was the Gold Ranger. The identity of Gold Ranger was up for grabs for a while.
Yeah.
And the three big, most people thought it was Billy.
Yeah.
Who was no longer the Blue Ranger. Now he's just like this extra character hanging around.
Right, he was just hanging out. I remember
because
that.
there was only 5 Zeo crystals.
Right.
So everybody thought it was going to be Billy.
Yeah.
They teased in one episode that it was Skull because Bulk is saved by the Gold Ranger, and then he sees Skull in the same exact spot.
Right,
But he
right.
had a concussion.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be some alien we'd never seen before. And
Right,
it was
of
just like,
course.
oh. But then Jason became a Gold Ranger for like 4 episodes. So that was fun.
Yeah. That was around the time I stopped watching. But I do have our next topic.
5 minutes and 47 seconds left on the clock.
It comes from Mike Reed, so thank you, Mike. And it is written all in caps. The topic is Killer Bees! I don't know if he means the animal or
The
like
wrestlers?
the wrestlers.
They were in the 80s.
They were the 80s. I don't think it was.
I think
don't
he
think
means
that's what
the
he
fact
means.
that like Africanized killer bees became like a
Buff
thing.
Bagwell and Craig Biggio, maybe? They were in it.
I'm buff, I'm the stuff,
I'm not Buff
and the
Bagwell, Jeff
girls
Bagwell.
just
What
can't
am I
get
saying?
enough.
Are you guys
Jeff
gonna do
Bagwell.
wrestling talk? I can go get another beer.
No.
I'm fine with. I'm not.
No,
I'm okay with that. I could use a beer.
I think you're right. I think killer bees were just more prevalent in the 90s, like the concept of the killer
they
bee.
started making
right?
their way up from South America, or I guess from Africa.
Yes, I don't know.
I don't know, because I remember seeing like Time Magazine, not Time Magazine, like National Geographic, whatever.
You read a lot of Time when you were a
I
kid?
don't know. I saw somewhere. I'm trying to think of where where would you see infographics in the 90s before there was internet?
USA Today.
Maybe it was
USA
USA Today.
Today, yeah.
But
Big fan
anyway,
of
they
the
had like a
infographic.
map, and it was like North America and South America, and like all of South America was in red. And they're like, within 20, 15 years, the bees are making their way north every season.
Sure.
You know, by 2025, the killer bees will be in New York.
No, the Killer Bees are all dead.
Little did they know, all the bees would be gone.
we showed nature.
Got them.
The killer humans.
We'll turn up the heat on this planet and see how you like that, killer bees.
There's some hairspray, you fucking bee.
That's like the most 90s quote. Here's some hairspray, you fucking killer bee. And now we're left living
Now
in
my
that
mushroom
future.
haircut's very stiff,
Now we're all living in our
and the bees are
Aquanet,
dead. I win.
the Aquanet mushroom bee helmet.
That is 2017. The killer bees. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Was it hype?
I guess.
They're real, right? The thing with killer bees, so
I feel like killer bees were exclusively like something on cartoons.
well,
like
no, I mean
quicksand.
Africanized killer bees are real.
If you're allergic, they're killer bees.
Yeah.
I think
Like
the difference is I don't think it's that they have venom. I think it's basically if you were attacked.
They have carnage.
90s.
90s.
Carnage is worse than venom. No, if you're attacked by a swarm of bees, I think typically if they sting you, it's either one of two things. And
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember here. I'm not bothering looking it up because
Sure.
if I turn the computer on, I'm just going to go to the Bulk and Skull theme.
Which you're right to do.
Yeah. So it's one of two things. It's either when they sting you, it's like a queen bee where their stingers don't get stuck in you. They can just keep stinging you repeatedly.
Sure.
Or it's that usually when you're attacked by a swarm of regular bees, they sting you and they leave. They're like,
Yeah.
you learned your lesson. And the killer bees are more aggressive and they'll literally just keep stinging you until you die.
So I looked it up. The Africanized. You're right. It's the Africanized bee, also known colloquially
Which
as
is
the killer
racist.
bee. Well, the African American bee. Once it moves up to the
I just
the
meant them
Americas.
blaming it on the fact that they're from Africa. Obviously, they might. Oh, there goes the neighborhood.
Oh boy, you're digging it deep today, Jack.
That's what I'm saying. They're saying.
Hives were found in South Texas in 1990, so it is a 90s topic. I guess that's the first time that they made North or U.S. Based killer bees.
So it was okay when they were killing thousands of people south of the border, but
right once it got to Texas, you don't mess with Texas.
wait.
bro.
So how did it get from Africa on a boat?
I think they flew. It was on the monkey. Marcel the monkey from Friends passed along killer bees to Ross.
Patrick Dempsey rescued it from from his guy at the cargo container.
There you go.
And then he got it. They
It's
got
always Patrick Dempsey.
and then they got loose in the movie theater.
So hang on.
And that's the
Geographic
plot to
spread.
Outbreak.
And that's the plot to Outbreak. Bow, bow.
I just wanted to explain it to everybody, but Chris Kieran, who didn't get that joke.
African honeybees are considered an invasive species in the Americas. As of 2002, they spread from Brazil to Argentina to Central America, Texas, Arizona, Nevada, New Mexico, Florida, and Southern
So
California.
they're Brazilian bees.
So they are still expanding, I guess. We haven't killed them off yet. So guys,
Aren't all the bees
get to
dead
work.
now?
Not all the bees. colony collapse has not taken over yet.
But there was like a really deep fear that this was going to be the end of like humanity. Like,
Honey.
they were just going to.
No, honey.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Honey, I don't know.
Enough with the bee talk.
Enough with the
honey.
bee talk. We need
Sweetie,
to-
sweetheart.
Get off the stage, Ralphie. Yeah, I don't know. See, now we have like 70-something seconds left.
I mean, I've got.
I don't have anything else to
I
say
know what
about
we can
Killer
do. We can
Bees.
talk about the giant bee from Mighty Morphin Power
Let's
Rangers.
do it. Oh, man. What was his name? It was
I had his action figure. It was one of the 2 or 3 monster action figures I had.
What was his name? I'm looking it up now.
Buzz,
It was definitely
Lightyear.
like Buzz something.
He-Man had
a bee creature.
Buzz Off was the big guy.
Yeah, Buzz Off. Yep.
Here, let me look up.
I'm googling Power Rangers bee guy. I'm assuming it will.
Here, I found this Power Rangers website.
Oh, I have the name.
Here it is.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it!
Jack, you really-
will we ever get this gag
You're
right?
really fucking up the Bulk and Skull gag.
All right, never mind.
It was the Grumblebee. That was the Power
he's
Rangers
a bumblebee,
bee.
but he grumbles.
But he grumbles because he's a bad guy. I'm a bad guy. And I had a picture of the action figure, which looks fucking badass. I didn't have this one. Was that it?
Yeah, that was the one I had. Although the wings fell off immediately.
Nice, as most wings on action figures
Most
did.
of my action figures, I really, if I was being realistic when I played with all my toys, they all should have been like Vietnam or World War II vets.
Sure.
Because they were all amputees. They all had,
Yeah.
they're all missing arms and legs.
Was that going to be Volume 2 of the Toy Accelerator Chronicles?
The toy accelerator goes,
1971.
they go to Nam.
And that's going to do it for this episode of 90s Percentile. That's going to do it for this episode of 90s Percentile. But before we get out of here, I am going to do what we always do. And I'm going to turn to our guest, Billy, and I'm going to ask you, what did you learn today?
What did I learn today? Somebody that actually really likes that Bulk and Skull song.
It's so catchy.
It's catchy.
I think it's the tuba that makes it.
Pretty simple tuba. What'd you learn, Jack?
I had a really good one, although something I told you,
Okay.
and like 10 minutes ago I said, oh, that's a good one. And
I don't know.
I don't remember. I learned
know.
that there's 2 things I will always get wrong on this podcast. I will always forget what I've learned.
Yes.
And I will never successfully pull off the Balkan Skull.
No, all you have to do is hit play and turn up the volume on the computer
No,
track,
there's
and it did
and
not
I
work.
also have to turn the volume up on the computer.
Okay,
There's
well, then I guess it's a tri-part system, and of course it's going
and
to fall
I'm hosting
apart.
a podcast.
That's why you need interns.
Yeah.
Right, that's why we need that intern.
We need a Balkan Skull intern. It's a non-paid position.
If Bulk or Skull are listening and they would like to be an intern, we are hiring.
Play your own theme music.
You can play yourselves in and out. It would be great.
See, now if Bulk and Skull were on Daily Show with Jon Stewart and they started bashing the shit out of their I'd be like, what? Are you kidding me? You guys are icons.
yeah. They got to be at like comic shows, like small comic shows. I would love to meet Bulk and Skull. Jason Narvey and
That's impressive.
And Paul something.
Saint
No, because it was Austin St. John was Jason.
Paul. It was just,
And Kimberly was Amy Jo Johnson.
I'm pretty sure they're on.
Tai
like,
Trang was Trini.
Everybody's
we,
on the convention circuit now.
should
I'm
we
pretty
should we invite them on the show? Should we? Should
I mean,
one
if
of
they're
you,
on-
if
if
one of
they're
our
on
listeners,
Twitter-
if one of our listeners wants to invite them on the way we got Chris Sims on, thank you, Jason. That would be awesome. If somebody wants to invite Bulk and Skull on for us, please do. It doesn't have to be both.
Are you? I don't know what you're googling. You're googling who plays Bulk Skill.
Jason
Narvey and Paul Schreier. That was
Paul
his name.
Schreier. Isn't he on the League?
Yeah, yeah. Oh God.
Power Morphicon.
the league.
Yes, Power Morphicon is the Power Rangers based comic book convention. What have I learned here today? I learned that Patrick Dempsey was an Outbreak, which I did not remember.
You don't remember that?
I
He's
didn't
in the-
remember.
he's in
I
the
know
movie theater
it
scene.
makes sense now. He was in the beginning,
It's
but
his snot that they do the POV
Jack,
shot.
it all makes sense now. But I wasn't looking at McDreamy that way back
Grey's
in the day.
Anatomy is a spin-off of Outbreak.
Well, you learn something every day. that kind of worked.
I want this music to play every time me and you walk into a room.
This would be great entrance music. Yeah.
Comes Jack and Dan with their hijinks.
From Brooklyn, New York, with a combined weight of 410 pounds.
Amazing.
I could listen to that all day. Now I get why it's a 10 hour and why
Absolutely.
it has triple all of our combined YouTube hits.
Absolutely. All right.
Who
So
gave it 18? Who are the 18 people who gave that thumbs down?
I don't know. You got to be a real
A lot
heartless
of
bastard.
cynics on the internet.
Do you think anybody made the whole 10 hours?
They did, and then they killed themselves immediately.
Probably.
Maybe this is what they play like in Guantanamo.
It could be.
I thought it was Chili Peppers, I think, one time. I heard it was
Really?
yeah, it was a lot of Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I would
do
talk.
it. That'll do it. I'll tell you everything.
If it was like post-Californication.
Yeah, Danny, California.
Please, stop that.
The bombs are here, here, and here.
The cocaine.
Let me out.
Cut it out.
All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this episode of 90s Percentile. If you want more episodes, you can go to wepodcast.com, and you can also get, that's weepodcast.com, by the way.
Yeah, it's not we,
Not WE Podcast.
It's not
I don't know what that is.
WHEE.
weepodcast.com.
It's not WII, like the Nintendo Wii.
Oh, we should buy that.
I wonder if people think that.
Guys, are you getting confused and going to the wrong website?
Do you think this is a Nintendo Wii podcast?
Yeah.
You're like, what are they-
WWE.
Not WWEpodcast.com. That's probably something else, too. WEEpodcast.com. You get our Simpsons Show, worst episode ever. You can get our sync points. You can get all our social media, our Reddit, our YouTube page. You can go to our Patreon. Give us some of your hard-earned cash through our Patreon page.
Big thank you. Every other week we will say the newest Patreon people, but
Yeah,
thank
we'll
you
do it
to
next
everybody
week.
who has done it. It's been so awesome, and it has given us a little room. Maybe we'll do some special stuff down the line, and for the Patreon users, they're going to be getting some cool shit.
They're getting
now
some
and then.
special stuff. Last week I said I'll post the picture of me on New Year's Eve, 1999. I did it.
And
you
if
got to
that's
sign
not
up for
worth-
Patreon.
If that's not worth $100 a month.
It is.
I don't know what is.
A picture of me from 17 years ago. And if you want to give us money, but you don't want to directly give us money, you can click our Amazon links or go to amazon.wepodcast.com. That'll take you right to Amazon. Shop like you normally would. We get a small cut. You get whatever you buy on Amazon. It's a really great deal, so check it out. Helps keep the show free. We like that a lot.
Yeah, and if you don't want to pay any money, you can write us a 5-star review on iTunes.
You
That's
sure
very
can.
helpful. Or Stitcher.
We
or
have,
one
we
of the
have no
others.
reviews on Stitcher, actually.
Or if you see 90s topics or like 90s, there's always some fucking 90s shit in BuzzFeed or AV Club or whatever. Shoot a link to us in the comment section, or be like, hey, there's a podcast that you people arguing about this ridiculous, stupid thing might be interested in.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And if you see Jason Narvey on the street, just be like, hey,
Be on the show.
they want you on the show. You got to
They've
call
got
these
the
guys
theme
up.
music prep. They
It's
might not get
already-
it right.
It's already. Is it already?
It's probably not.
It's not at all ready. It was not at all ready.
And we always get it the worst
Yeah,
part.
we do.
too.
And like the weird end part that I've never heard. Like,
The extended version.
oh my god,
The
all right.
director's cut of Balkan
I prefer the director's cut.
The remix of
Redux.
Absolutely, of just tubas and
Mega
farting
mix.
noises.
I want Hans Zimmer to do like a Radio City,
Oh, man.
like live orchestra playing Balkan Skull,
That would be incredible.
Guam and Skull for 10 hours.
I would listen to that.
Do-do-do-do-do. Guam.
He should have scored the Power Rangers movie, and Bulk and Skull should have been in it.
He
They
should-
weren't in it, I assume, right? No Bulk and Skull in the Power Rangers movie.
no, not this. Nah,
No,
nah,
updated version.
nah. It was it was more about them.
Yeah,
That's a
right,
shame.
right.
The whole.
Maybe in the sequel. We could play Bulk and Skull. Guys, if you are the casting agent
Who's
for
gonna gain all the
Lionsgate,
weight to be Bulk?
I'll do it.
right.
If I could be in the movie, I don't care.
I'll be
Method,
Skull.
he'll go.
Yeah, I'm method. I'm in.
I'll be Skull.
All right.
I think that's it, right?
I think that's it.
All right.
Billy, thanks so much for being
Oh,
here.
thank you for having
Do you
me.
have
Always a
anything you want to
pleasure.
plug? Your Twitter, anything, any of that crap?
My Twitter is it's tricky. ITSTRICHY.
Awesome.
Yeah. And when you do some stand up again, when your kids are, I guess, able to walk and shit on their own without your help.
It's about 20 years. I'll be able to-
So in about 20 years, let us know, and we'll definitely let our listeners know where they can find you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Much appreciated, fellas.
But your stand up, when you get on stage, the music is going to be Bulk and Skull. I just want to let you know right now.
Nice. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, I'm at Dan Says.
I'm at Jackie No Breaks.
And the podcast, of course, at 90s Percentile, or us overall is at We Studios. And
We Studios Pod.
Oh yeah, at We Studios Pod. Even better.
Don't go to at We Studios.
Don't go to at We Studios.
They're some legit business that
They're mean.
they don't play Bulk and Skull music.
No, they don't do that at all.
And if they did, they'd probably get it right the first time.
Yep. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of the show. My name is Dan. No? You
Oh,
do
wait.
that part? No, I started.
Oh yeah, you're
So
I'm
you
just
do
so
that
used
part.
to you getting it wrong.
You son of a bitch. You got